Good morning, my wonderful people on YouTube. It's your boy, Mr. Urban Survivor Guy, out here, Siem Reap River, 6 a.m. As you guys can see, it's raining, but brother gotta wake up. Rain, hail, or snow, Urban Survivor Guy gotta go ahead and produce videos to make some money to feed his belly. And anyways, if you guys haven't checked out my apparel website, go to www.urbansurvivorguy.us and you can check out some of my merchandise. And that's where, when shit gets popping, when I get my Section 8 and all that stuff, then I'm gonna dedicate my time to creating more t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. So that way I could probably generate some income to hand out donations to poor folks in Cambodia, in Mexico, in Vietnam, whatever like that. So the clothing has got to sell for me to be able to donate. But anyways, also guys, if you haven't checked out my video for little Timmy, GoFundMe, please donate whatever you can. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to bless this young kid with some money so he can have a full stomach. But anyways, guys, I wanted to go ahead and share with my audience. Basically, I was in Phnom Penh like the first 2 or 3 nights I landed in Cambodia. When I was at Phnom Penh, my jet lag got me waking up at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. in the morning. And so I got nowhere else to go. I don't want to be stuck in my hotel room or guest house, whatever it is. And I don't want to say hotel because, brother ain't sleeping in no hotel, dude. It's just a guest house, $15 a night. And so I'm up. The only place that's open on the waterfront, the riverside waterfront in Phnom Penh, is the Indian restaurant. And so I wasn't really hungry, but in order for you to sit down, you want to be respectful and buy something from the establishment. And so I ordered that biryani, nut rice, whatever, and as you guys can see, I didn't really like it or whatever like that. But as I was sitting there minding my own business, 2 a.m. in the morning, I saw like a foreigner brain coming close to me, where I was sitting at. And I was like, hey, hold on, ho boy. I don't know you like that, get away from me or whatever. I just put my hand, whatever like that. Because I already got my phone snatched at 2 in the morning in the same area, maybe 5, 6, 7 months prior. And so brother ain't gonna be slipping no more, he's on guard. And so what was weird was, it was like a foreigner trying to approach me to probably ask me for some money or for some food or whatever it is. And I'm like, hey man, it don't work like that, man. Another homeless brother can't be, asking another homeless guy for some food and some shit like that. He's going through his own struggle. And and that's the thing I wanted to go ahead and share with my audience in this rainy weather over here, man. It's people, Americans and other people in the Western world, they're fed up with this fucking 2 to 3 jobs and surviving day to day, paycheck to paycheck. And they go on YouTube, they go on social media, and they got these influencers. Oh man, come over to Cambodia. You got $40 a month rent and this and that, and food is cheap. You got $2 meals and stuff like that. All those things are gravy. So you got a lot of people like myself, sipping the Kool-Aid, man. Like, oh shit, man, that's a good idea. Let me move over to Cambodia, Thailand, Philippines, and stuff like that. And since I speak English, I'm gonna get a high-paying job more than the locals. And so they get over here to Southeast Asia, and the first month or two is awesome, because the massages are cheap, the beers are cheap, and everybody is your friend. Everybody loves you. And then after 2 or 3 months, 4 months comes in, finally the realization kick in where this place that you thought was heaven has become hell, because everywhere in this Southeast Asia or anywhere in the world, no money, no honey. And so what I'm going back to in terms of like, people like myself and other people that think they got like college degrees or really speak fluent English or this and that, they don't realize that, I've been going around talking to the locals over here, and their English is getting better and better. They can definitely read and write, but when it comes to talking, they're not there yet. But the main thing about it is, you thought that the English language was your meal ticket to a better life in Southeast Asia and stuff like that, but guess what? They are willing to work harder than you for way less money. So they used to living on $150 a month, $200 a month for a whole family of 4. So now imagine when they learn English, and they don't just learn English, guys. They learn Chinese. Now they speak 3 or 4 languages, and they're willing to work longer hours for less pay than you. And then you're thinking to yourself like, damn, dude, I'm working so many hours and I'm just barely getting by. What's the difference between me doing the same shit when I was in America and having more potential to, maybe do a business or do this and do that? And over here, guys, it's like, don't expect any rags to riches stories. Does it happen? Yes, it happens. But the exception is far and few. So that's what I wanted to go ahead and share with my audience worldwide. Is like, let's get the reality of the situation of expats, foreigners, and stuff like that from Western countries moving to Cambodia, Thailand, Philippines, and stuff like that with barely any money, like myself. I mean, you could definitely do something good if you came here with money. There's a lot of business opportunity and stuff like that. But if you came here with, like, say, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, expecting it to go a long way, you're in for a surprise, guys. Because right now, I think this is my 2nd week in Siem Reap, and I'm just going crazy because it's cool. I came here to do what I came to do. I've been sleeping in the shaggy wagon for 4 months long, and my body, my mind, my spirits has just gone down the gutter, and now I feel rejuvenized, with physically, mentally, and stuff like that. And so, but at the same time too, now it's getting to the point where kind of like depression is hitting in because the money is going out, but there's no money coming in. And so now I think I have to go ahead and limit my, I usually have coffee with my breakfast porridge, but now I think I have to cut out the coffee because it's $1. And it's like, hey, brother, gotta cut out the coffee, just go straight to the tea, which is free. And that's what you got to do over here in Cambodia to make things work, man. You got to go ahead and just say, you know what, you got to cut out costs. And so, people can make it work. If you on a retirement or Social Security or disability or whatever like that, and you're getting $900 a month, then yes, Cambodia, Thailand, and other places can, make it work. But if you don't have those incoming deposits and you got nothing going on, shit, I would definitely say don't even come, because you ain't gonna change shit over here. I mean, the people over here struggling, just barely living from month to month, just making it and stuff like that. And so I thought, I thought to myself the same shit, man. I was like, oh shit, I should have the upper hand. I I speak English, I speak a little bit of Khmer and stuff like that, and I'm just thinking to myself like, okay, cool. You get an English teaching job, you make $600 or $700 a month in Siem Reap or in Phnom Penh, and you pay your rent, you pay your food, and at the end of the month, you're lucky you save $5. So what's the difference? So that's why I told you guys already, like, my intention is to come to Cambodia isn't to try to find work, try to do business, or try to do that. My intention is just to kill out time to wait for the fabulous Section 8. And it took me 50 years to kind of realize like, hey, the people in the projects, generational people that family has been collecting government cheese, was smarter than the working man, the working poor man. The rich folks, they're smart. They're already abusing the system. They're doing whatever it is. It's the working class that's like, man, is working to pay the taxes and do this and do that, and they just can't get out of that rut. Whereas, you know, the people that's on government cheese, especially if you study Buddhism, you realize that nothing in this world belongs to you. Not the house that you worked 30 to 40 years of your life to pay for. And, you know, that's the American brainwash. You work from 18 years of age till you hit 62 for whatever company. And then once you retire, you can go ahead and get the benefits of life of, you know, the pension, the retirement, the Social Security and all that stuff. And that's kind of like baloney. You know, that's if you study Buddhism. I mean, if you're like capitalism and you love the rat race, you know, this, whatever I say doesn't really apply to you because you're going to say it's bullshit. But like when you start studying Buddhism, it's because people study Buddhism because they've been through trials and tribulations and been kicked in the dirt, and they start wondering about, like, you know, I'm trying my best, I'm doing 2 or 3 jobs, my wife left me and this and that. Why? That's the only reason why people start listening to the word of Buddhism, because this Buddhism been thousands and if not millions of years of just repeated cycles of people suffering and stuff like that. And that's what maybe brought me into studying Buddhism itself, because as you observe, like I was with the little guy yesterday, 4 years old, and I bought him some dinner. This guy's 4 years old. He's out there collecting cans and, you know, raggedy, no shoes and all that stuff. And what do you think is going to happen to him in a few more years? Same shit. You know, he's going to grow up and he's not going to get the education, and he's going to get some low paying jobs and getting married, having kids, and repeating the cycle of poverty over and over. And so that's where I wanted to go ahead and share with my audience, guys. It's like people that go on social media to get the views, to get the so-called knowledge that they want to share with the world. It's like, you know, it's not really reality, guys. If you come to Cambodia with not that much money, you're mostly going to head back with nothing more than debt back to America. That's it. Are there people that made it? Yes, there's people, but it's always the exception to the rules. And so, guys, like, imagine this, guys. People, like, say, for example, once I get Section 8, I'm going to get a voucher for up to $2,300 a month to go to my housing. Now, my house could be $3,500, $4,500, whatever like that, but the government is going to subsidize up to $2,300 for me, okay? $2,300. Plus, you got food stamps. Plus, you got general relief. And now, what place around the world actually provides that type of support to their citizens? And, you know, like I said, guys, I didn't know about this shit until I had to go through fucking the dirt. I had to fucking sleep in the van. I had to be homeless. I had to, like, go hungry at night to find out, like, shit, dude. You know, you don't own nothing. So what's the point of me working 2 or 3 jobs to pay for a house, to try to build equity, etc., when 50 years from now, nobody's gonna know who the hell Urban Survivor guy is. That's just it. Hopefully, if YouTube is out there and the video is still showing, I have teach the folks out there that's kind of awoke from this societal bullshit, all this fake money, fake friends, fake boobs, fake booties and all that stuff. Everything that you come over here on this planet is temporary. And so once you realize that everything in this lifetime that we have is temporary, you don't really give a shit. You know, you ain't trying to save your money You ain't trying to buy a house. You ain't trying to, you know, try to brown nose somebody, you know, because you realize that pretty much like you have everything within you. Like if you wanted to be a doctor, you could be a doctor. You know, it's the amount of passion that you put into it. Because I was telling you guys, I started this YouTube channel with no camera, and I was just like, you know what? I put it to myself like, I'm gonna go ahead and do whatever I can just to get monetized. I didn't care about freaking trying to be a YouTuber or try to make a lot of money or whatever like that. My goal was, let me just go ahead and get monetized so I could see how it feels. You know, just to say that I did it. And you know what I realized, that it's like, shit, dude, you're gonna spend a like I was telling you, when I talked to my brother, my younger brother, he's the one that got me on this YouTube shit. He spent thousands and thousands of dollars to create his channel, paying people to shoot videos and this and that, and then his first paycheck, it was like fucking $11 or whatever it is, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, that shit ain't worth it, man. You put so much time, energy, and this and that. And he goes, man, you gotta look at it in the long term. You know, you gotta spend money to make money. Don't fucking believe people that says, you know, it don't cost money to create content on YouTube, and they ain't fucking monetized. You know, they just fucking clout chasing or whatever, talking the shit. But when you realize like, shit, if any single business, anything that you do, it's gonna take you time, energy, and money. First start off with. And so that's just pretty much it, guys. I wanted to go ahead and basically document my trials and tribulations so you guys can understand with yourself, like, oh man, this guy isn't a complete idiot. You know, he was in that fucking Kool-Aid before of working 2 or 3 jobs and investing and this and that, and then, you know, you realize that all that shit, anything that's man-made is bullshit. You know, it's the money system is fake, it's rigged and stuff like that. The stock market is rigged. The fucking housing, you know, the mortgages and all that shit. I mean, if you want to go deep down inside, it's like every time the black Americans started having nice homes and schools and everything like that community, guess what? The government goes in and paves in a fucking freeway right in front of the house. So the system's always set to make sure that the color folks, you know, don't get ahead. And so, and that's what I wanted to tell you guys. If you guys believe in that same system, that systematic fucking, what's it called, bullshit, you're gonna realize you can't win. That's why our brother's like, man, I can't win. This shit wasn't made for me and stuff like that. And so I had to go ahead and go through a different route. And that's where you open up your eyes. People start opening up their eyes like, oh, okay, cool. It's not just me. You know, I'm trying my hardest. I'm doing this and doing that. But it's just like the system wasn't meant for me to boost up. And so, and not only that is, you got to be happy with what you got. And so that's pretty much it, guys. It's like, don't be out there chasing for like fame, for nice cars, for friends or whatever that, because you'll eventually find out that it's all fake. Nobody stays with you forever. You got to actually be strong individually. That's it. I know it's hard. A lot of people are a social creature and like, yeah, you know, I miss my boys out there, man. You know, fucking KC, Mr. Chim, Anders, and BBC, man. Big black Cambodian. He doesn't want to show his face on camera and shit like that. And so, yeah, I miss him. But at the same time, too, you got to have, you know, what's your purpose? You know, I got to go out there and explore the world and, you know, make videos of a homeless guy traveling the whole world on a dime. Like, shit, I got to make it happen. So anyways, guys, I'm getting pretty much like bored of Siem Reap. And I mean, I already paid for a month. And it's only been like a week and a half that I stayed here. And so the only reason why I haven't left Siem Reap is because, you know, it's like money. Like, hey, shit, dude, I already paid for a full month. And I want to go ahead and splurge as much as I can with, you know, saving the money. But at the same time, too, guys, it seems like it's getting boring. And that's why I wanted to, you know, share with my audience, like, yeah, a lot of the Americans and Westerners, stuff like that, they come over here with the high expectation of getting a good job, in Thailand and Cambodia and stuff like that, and they, you know, when they get here, to get hit with the realization like, dude, there's people over here that's willing to do the same shit for what 20% of pay of what you're looking for. And so what's the point of you coming over here struggling financially? You know, if you got money and you're trying to do a business and stuff like that, great. But if you don't have money like myself, there's no point of you coming over here trying to compete with the locals on some low wage shit. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys take my advice and just kind of listen up to it. It is my own personal opinion, and like I said, there's gonna be people say, oh man, I made millions and stuff like that. Yes, cool, but how about the other 95% of the people that went back to America with their freaking head behind their tails and shit like that, broke and stressing and going back to the same old shit. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and give you guys this view of the Siem Reap River during the rainy season. And now I know why they call it rainy season, because it fucking rains every single day.